because you can take that as a case with um, any investment that could increase in capital gains that have not been sold, but you're waiting for a future time to sell it. And the problem with that is that until an investment is sold or there's some kind of dividend payment, which is already taxed, there's no reason to tax because the money is not realized. So that's going to be an argument. That's going to be one close to watch. And this is specifically interesting to me because this also can affect businesses. And how can it affect businesses? Well, if you have a business that's a pass-through business, meaning that the income passes through the business, it could have a substantial impact on your future to continue to earn revenue. Let's say that your business did $100,000 this year and you had $70,000 in expenses and you took no draws, no salaries from that business, okay? So you have $30,000 of profit or retained earnings. But that money that you have retained, you didn't take a draw on. The government can still tax you on that profit regardless of whether or not you've taken it or invested it back in the business. So you still have to pay taxes on that. So as you know, it could have a substantial impact on the future of doing business and investing. And how are you supposed to think about that? Well, that's why we're going to monitor it to see kind of what happens. All right. So let me take a drink of my Diet Dr. Pepper because I'm fasting. I'm doing this 20-hour fast. 20-hour fast, 4-hour eating window. Like I'm doing it every day. So Monday through Friday, I am fasting for 20 hours and I am eating like in a window of 4 hours. But it always kind of seems to be to me that like I never actually get a second meal in. So I've kind of just been eating once a day. And so when I'm drinking, I'm either drinking water or something with 0 calories like this mini Diet Dr. Pepper. There are some people who say not to drink diet soda when you're fasting because of the artificial sweeteners. It doesn't knock you out of the fasting zone, but it might make you hungrier than you normally would be because of the sweetener. But I've typically been okay. Okay, so now that I've bored you to death about taxes, we're going to talk about. We're going to search the web for our TikToks. Remember, every show I react to these TikToks. I mean, I think they're hilarious. That's why I do it. I find TikToks hilarious. People make fools of themselves. People give bad advice, and people basically, I don't know. I don't think that people think sometimes when they do these things. Now, it doesn't mean that they're not being genuine when they do it, but in my opinion, it's a little, you should know your stuff. Anyways, without further ado, let's take a look at our first TikTok for tonight. Our first business TikTok for the night. We're going to give our attention to Michael from The Office on starting a business. Let's talk about if what he's saying is true or not.
You want to start a business. How do you start? What do you need? Well, first of all, you need a building. And secondly, you need supply. You need something to sell. Now, this could be anything. It could be a thingamajig or a whoozy-whatsy or a whatchamacallit. Now, you need to sell those in order to have a payday. And if you sell enough of them, you will make a 100 grand. Satisfied?
Business lessons from The Office. It's true. You definitely need to start with something to sell. Having a location, especially today, is not necessary. But he brings up some very valid points. You need to have a widget to sell, or a product or a service. You need to have an audience to sell to. And the result of that is obviously making money. That's what the whole microeconomic systems of doing businesses, that these functions exist with one another. Pretty funny, but all right. When business is business, this is the TikTok. Here we go.
Thank you. Money? No money. No, I didn't.
That was awesome. That kid gets it already. And what is she? 3? Let's watch.
Thank you. Money? No money. No, I didn't.
This is a girl that's going to go places right here. She said, "No money, no ice cream," and she ripped that out of her mother's hand. I like this kid. Get this kid a business plan. That was actually pretty funny. Entrepreneurs be like, it's true. If you've been on the internet before, and you obviously are because you're watching me, then you've probably seen someone talk about, like, either on X or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. Everyone talks about their morning routine. There's this thing out there that to be successful, you have to be something. You have to do something, have some kind of specific morning routine. I find that hilarious. There are plenty of successful people who get up at 8 and not 4 a.m. But let's take a look. We'll see what this guy has to say.
Entrepreneurs be like,
you're going to wake up every morning at 1:47 a.m. You don't even want to eat breakfast. Don't even drink water. Create an LLC as soon as you wake up. Then when you do with that LLC is you go and apply for a business loan, get $100 million within 15 hours.
$100 million.
Then you take that $150,000, $1 million, then you go buy NBC. Now you own NBC.